Had the cocaine cabinet. What's going on, y'all? This is Pope Boy. About to show the '98 Super Bowl commercials and all. So we're going back in time, looking at all that stuff. But let me tell you something. I knew, man. I woke up that morning, man, and I cut on the news. I cut on the TV, and it said Eugene Robinson was arrested for soliciting prostitutes. I said, we lost right there.
Right.
We lost. I knew we lost.
Yeah, that killed us.
That killed us. But anyway, I taped the whole day. It started at 11 o'clock to the Super Bowl end. I hope y'all enjoy it. Peace out. A-Town down, baby. It's all good. Oh, I did want y'all to hear this about Eugene Robinson, that 97, the zone 79, I'm sorry, 79, the zone said about Eugene Robinson. And this is Ray Buchanan. This is Ray Buchanan talking about Eugene Robinson.
Yeah, so 97 was no, 79. We went 79 my first year. Okay. All right, so, we had some questions, but the last 6 games that we had won, we felt pretty good about ourselves. So going into the next season, having that off season to be able to prepare, mini camp, OTAs, etc. Then we came in, we had a chip on our shoulder. We said that we can go out there and play against anybody. Given the fact that the schedule was a little bit lenient, we came out and played together, and we were winning games. I mean, game after game after game, 14-2 season. And, of course, the results of that is going to the Super Bowl. We played so good because we had so much confidence, but 97 was the key. If we would have went into that year losing like a lot of teams do, our last 6 to 7 games and then going into that season, the confidence level is not as high.
Since you brought it up, I'll ask you a question.
Absolutely.
The Eugene Robinson situation, if that doesn't happen, is there a different outcome in that?
Yeah, why you got to bring up old stuff?
He brought it up. He brought it up. I didn't bring it up. He brought it up.
I'm used to talking about it. It's not no big deal.
If Eugene doesn't get pinched,
Eugene hit the holes, huh?
If you don't wear that big old dog collar, do y'all win the Super Bowl or at least compete a little bit more than you did in the second half?
Well, you think about the Eugene, of course that did disturb the team. I mean, it was a lot of distractions, media distractions the night before the game, the next day before the game.
When y'all find out about it? Y'all find out he got pinched that night, or was it in the morning?
Actually it happened at 3-something in the afternoon. That was the call.
He was trying to get him an early piece. He didn't wait till Dr. Bruce.
So it wasn't after curfew. I mean, Eugene riding around trying to get past that, and you just bring it up again.
This is the things
14 years after the fact.
This is what people want to know, Doug. Sorry, Ray, go ahead.
So let me explain what happened, because he did get acquitted for it. There was just the fact of him being out and getting in trouble for it. It never did happen, never did go down. So he got acquitted for it, but it was the humiliation of it. Now, when we played that game, of course, we still went in there to go play. Yeah, everybody was saying, well, Dan Reeves probably should have benched him. But Dan wanted to, at least get him through the process, due processing, until proven guilty.
He's in the Super Bowl. He don't want to
try to win the game.
He got Eugene Robinson.
And he was just the Man of the Year.
Right.
The Man of the Year award, and going to the biggest game of our lives. And plus, you should have heard the speech that Eugene gave. I mean, he had us fired up before this game. He was telling us all the necessary things that we need to do, because he was just at the Super Bowl with Green Bay, prior to that season.
Whoa. Now you're talking.
Did the speech come before the arrest or after?
He gave y'all a speech.
There was a speech.
And y'all already knew what had happened the night before?
No, we didn't know.
Or the day before?
No, we didn't know.
Oh, y'all didn't know?
No, we didn't know.
And he knew y'all didn't know?
No, what happened was he gave us a speech to let us know what not to do. The different things, getting us prepared for the Super Bowl.
Damn,
like, no hanging out. No hanging out.
You got to be kidding me, man.
Let's get the hotels and your family situated.
What?
We look up to Eugene. Now, he was he was a good spiritual leader.
Did he mention don't get pinched for trying to solicit a prostitute?
No, so that's the part where we all had, them buggy eyes. We were looking at him like, what is this? Not true.
Not Eugene.
Not Eugene. I thought it was something wrong.
Okay, now the next question is this.
I don't think he's done with the story yet, though.
No, I want you to continue your story, but I got to jump in right here. So knowing how this thing went down now, which is very interesting to everybody, I'm sure, that's listening, Did y'all clown him after the fact, or was he such a nice guy and such a respected guy that y'all kind of just ignored that it ever even happened?
Well, we had to find out if it was true. Now, I'm going to tell you, when it happened,
because the dudes I grew up with would have been clowning him forever.
He got clowned. He still get clowned probably to this day.
Okay.
I think that at that time, we were still trying to concentrate and focus. I think it hit us so hard, it was like a tragedy. It was like an assassination.
Right.
That's how we were sort of treating it. Now, you know, then we lose the game. You know, everybody wanted to point it to that situation. And we went out there and lost the game. Now, I'm going to be honest. We lost the game because we didn't stop the run.
Right.
We went out there with Chris Chandler and everybody. We didn't run the football. We came out there passing. And we was known for running the ball with Jamal Anderson, and that didn't happen. So we went out there and missed tackles. Terrell Davis ran the ball down out the road. We lost the game, period. But
they went out that game.
You got to understand what happened afterwards. Afterwards, now everybody started to come to Eugene. Now that it settled down and was asking questions. Dude, what happened? What was going on?
Right.
I mean, he has a very beautiful family, beautiful wife, and she stuck through it the whole time. Where it got crazy is when we went to the Pro Bowl. And you had guys like Reggie White, you know, Deion Sanders. You had a lot of these guys that like to have fun. And this coming from the minister, Reggie White, at that time. They was clowning him on the bus.
Oh, I know they were.
They were clowning. I mean, you heard some of the most derogatory things coming at him, and I was like,
Reggie White was clowning him.
Oh, he was killing him. I was like, man, is this the minister? I mean, he's really asking him. Well, how was it, Gene?
That is funny. That's funny.
Was it worth it, Gene?
Right, Eugene Robinson not gonna run up on Reggie White.
I don't know, by no means.
That's funny.
Infidelity, you know, adultery is a sin. It's a sin. I mean, it was. I mean, he.
So wait a minute. So was Reggie White saying this in a, you know?
It was a fun 11 way. It was a fun 11 way, but it was still sensitive.
Oh, was he really trying to preach?
It's a couple weeks later.
Okay.
No,
okay.
It's
got to be sensitive. Think about what he was going through in his life.
It hurt.
Yeah,
it hurt. It was.
I mean, I literally grew up around dudes, man. When Dan Reeves is giving that speech and everybody's on one knee in the locker room, and it gets one quiet second, somebody I grew up with probably scream out, "Yeah, we would have won if Eugene went trying to get the fans last night." I can literally see that happen.
Man, I felt not bad for just myself. I felt bad for the fans. I mean, you don't know how up tempo it was in Miami. This game was in Miami.
Oh, it was hype. Everybody in Atlanta rolled down.
Everybody. I was 2 blocks off when Eugene got pinned.
Atlanta
doing the same damn time. The same one too? Was it the same female?
Atlanta was careful. Atlanta was deep down there.
It was deep.
Atlanta was deep down there.
It was a big I mean, I just knew we was gonna win that game.
Yeah.
Of course, I wore the dog. You talking about wearing the dog collar, but I wore the dog collar because we were underdogs. A lot of people was I was clowning, but it did get a lot of attention. Now, the thing was, I guaranteed that we was gonna win that game too. I went in there guaranteed.
As you should.
I know after beating Minnesota,
as you should.
We just shut down Randy Moss and you know Cunningham and all them boys.
That's a good point. I mean, when y'all beat Minnesota, I mean that was the greatest offense ever. The fact that y'all beat Minnesota, I think most people probably. I don't know, but they still had Elway, so I would like to go back and look at the odds on that game and see what it was. I don't remember.
Elway had that one big pass. Other than that, Terrell Davis ran down our throat.
In that 98 NFC Championship game, did you play sides or you play man?
I played man. See what we did in the NFC Championship game. I covered Chris Carter, and we doubled Randy Moss in the first half. But Randy Moss still was a rookie. Yeah, it was a rookie, but he was lighting the scoreboard up. I mean, he was killing. He set a rookie record. But then the second half, I wouldn't cover Randy Moss because he was still killing the double team.
I've told Hans and Doug multiple times on this show. Game planning for Randy Moss, coaches are on edge. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This play. This defense is call. You got a man-to-man. You over the top. This linebacker, you bum.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it though. That was the '98 Super Bowl. Enjoy.
Blockbuster Video, where each week you'll find your favorite releases guaranteed to be there, presents The Road to the Super Bowl.
He's gonna call a good game. I'm gonna run a good game. You got it.
In 1998, the Atlanta Falcons featured a punishing attack, led by All-Pro tailback Jamal Anderson. Chris Chandler and Terrence Mathis sparked the passing game as the Falcon offense had everyone doing the dirty bird.
And now, the bird is the word.